Good morning, everybody. Welcome to my Friday Facebook Live. Thanks for being here with me this morning. I hope you had a safe and fun Halloween. We were over at my daughter's house for a little get-together, which was really nice. It was raining all evening, so the trick-or-treaters got a little wet, but we were nice and cozy inside eating some delicious chili and just visiting. So good morning, Shar. Glad you're here. So we had a really nice time. It is still overcast today and cloudy. I'm supposed to continue like that and maybe more rain next week. So it is wonderful because we need the rain. So we are not complaining at all. Even though the trick-or-treaters got wet, they got plenty of candy. Trust me. Let's see what I want to tell you about this morning. An update on my brother. He is doing much better. My other brother and his wife have gotten him a wheelchair to get around his apartment. They're looking into assistance for him in an assisted care facility possibly. So it's just taken a huge burden off of our minds. We're feeling so much better about him. He lives alone and it's just hard when you're elderly and alone and there's no one there to watch you and take care of you. So this is an answer to all of our prayers. It is moving forward well, so yay. It is Friday, November 1st, 2024, and can you believe it's November? Guys, the holiday season is in full swing and I am way behind. So I need to get my rear in gear and get some stuff going, get some plans made. We kind of talked about Christmas and Thanksgiving and stuff last night, so that's good. I think we have a plan, but yeah, so much to do, but I love this time of year. So very much. My name is Maureen Ralphus, also known as the Crazy Stamping Lady. I have been an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator for over 27 years, and I love what I do. I am coming to you from Middle Tennessee in Murfreesboro, and I am here to help you find the joy of card making and paper crafting, to give you tips and tricks to maybe make that a little bit easier for you, to spark your creativity, and to encourage you to send out your creations to others and make their day. Is that it? I think so. Please be sure to say hello in the comments. I love to see that you're here. It makes this all worth it to me. These videos just make me happy doing them, and they keep me on the ball because I got to create all the time, which is good. But I hope they help you too. Say hi. Let me know. If you're watching on the replay, let me know that. Every comment entered, as always, will be entered for a chance to win the card we make today. So you have all day today and all day till tomorrow midnight to leave your comments, and then the next morning I will draw for a winner from all of those comments and give away the card. Congratulations to the winner on my last card. It was that fall bouquet card we made, and Shar, who is watching, she was my winner. So congratulations, Shar. That is on its way to you in the mail. Thank you so much for your support and watching and commenting. Also, if you can share my video to your homepage, to a crafty friend, to a crafty group, anywhere you share me just gets me exposure I might not otherwise have for my business, and I appreciate it so much. So if you do that, please let me know, and I will give you a bonus entry toward my card giveaway this time. Yeah, I think that's about all of that. Let's get down to the table and see what we're doing today. I'm going to turn you around. You can see cloudy outside, but it's okay. It's going to get up to 68, so the temperature is beautiful. I love that. This is me, Maureen Ralphus, also known as the Crazy Stamping Lady. My blog is crazystampinglady.blogspot.com. My email is crazystampinglady@gmail.com. My Facebook is facebook.com/crazystampinglady. My YouTube is under my name, Maureen Ralphus, and you can shop with me at stampingwithmaureen.stampinup.net. And if you do shop with me in the month of November, please use this hostess code. It is brand new as of today. I will be pinning it shortly to the top of this Facebook page and also under the Shop Now tab on my blog. But I haven't done that yet. But it is right here if you want to take a screenshot. If you purchase from me in the month of November and your order is under $150, pre-shipping and handling and tax, please use this code. It gives me the most benefit for your order and allows me to give the most back to you guys. If your order is over $150, then don't use that because you will earn some hostess rewards of your own. No cards to share today, so we're going to move on. My new free monthly class. So every month I do a free monthly class as a thank you for those who order from me. So hang on, I'm finding myself on screen to make sure. I should have done that earlier. I'm good. So if you place an order with me in the month of November using the hostess code, or your order is over $150 pre-shipping and handling and tax, you will earn free kits from me. So a $50 order will get you 3 free card kits. A $75 order is 3 free card kits and a bonus project. A $100 order is 3 free card kits, a bonus project, and a half a pack of an embellishment. Just a reminder from me, these are usually all retired product, but they are fun, cute little projects, and you can always recreate them with something new that you have in your stash. Any smaller orders from me receive a handmade card saying thank you for your order, and all orders are entered into my monthly order prize drawing. My December class, which will be for the kits that are earned in November, will get mailed by December 1st, and that class will be on Monday, December 9th, 2024 at 11 o'clock in the morning. All of the kits for November orders are being sent out today or tomorrow. I'm going to get as many done as I can by the time the mailman comes. And if there's a few left, they'll go out tomorrow. But you should still have them in plenty of time because our November class is going to be on Monday, November 11th at 11. And I think you'll have plenty of time to get those kits in the mail. Couple things going on. We have a new line of online exclusive products being released on November 5th. So this is just a heads up to watch for those. There will also be a couple new kits out there in the online exclusives on that day. Some fun stuff coming. So I will remind you again, but be sure to check back and see what new products have been introduced on November 5th. And also, this is the month for my catalog selector for the spring mini catalogs and the celebration catalogs. So I will finalize my order on November 27th. That is before Thanksgiving because the month ends on that weekend and I don't want to do anything month end and I'm afraid I'll get busy with Thanksgiving, so I'm just being smart about it. It'll be finalized on the 27th. To get a catalog automatically in the mail from me, if you are an existing customer, you just have to have ordered in the last 6 months. So if you've ordered anytime between June 1st and November 26th, because remember I'm finalizing on the 27th, a catalog will automatically be mailed to you directly from Stampin' Up! With my information on it, and that'll be mailed to you the end of December or very early January. So that's the best way to get them. You're going to get them the earliest and the best. If you're a brand new follower of mine and you would like a catalog, then please email me at crazystampinglady@gmail.com. I'll have a little request form I'll send back for you to fill out, and once you do, we'll get a catalog to you also. So easy peasy, no cost for those as long as you're letting me know that you want them. We'll get those sent to you. So thank you again. That's another thank you for your support. Annual catalog, still going strong, kind of goes strong forever and ever until it runs out, right? And this annual catalog goes till when? Till April 30th. So we have some time on it yet. But don't forget about the products in here. Sometimes we forget to go back and look in here when the new mini catalogs are out. And there is just so much in here, guys. Just be sure that you're checking it out occasionally and making sure that you're getting the things that you want before they go away. Mini catalog. This catalog will be ending on January 6th, and the new catalogs that we'll be sending out will start on January 7th. So be aware of that. This will go a little bit into January, but that is not that long, guys. Before you know it, this catalog will be gone, and probably about a month before we start having that last chance sale where things are only available while supplies last. So be aware of that. We are using something out of here today, so let me see if I can find the page I marked. We're going to be playing with the More Than Autumn bundle. And I have played with this before, and if you've watched my blog, you've seen some really fun cards out there made with this. This set just makes me smile. This one's a keeper for me. Anything coffee I usually hang on to. It is a keeper set. I love coffee. It is stinking adorable, guys. There are so many things going on with this that when they say More Than Autumn, they are definitely meaning more than autumn. But I think so far, at least online, I think I've only made cards that were fall themed, but not today. Today we're going to head into the Christmas holidays with my card. So let me get that out of here. So here are the pieces we're going to use. And then here is that bundle. So I'm just going to show this to you right away because, like I said, it is great. Tons of wonderful little sentiments that won't only match this card. Like, you can use these for lots of things. Like, you had me at love for Valentine's Day and go find a stamp set that says love or put a heart underneath it. Grateful is finally, and then they put like pumpkin season or fall season, but you could say grateful it's finally into Christmas from another set. There's a lot of things you can combine this set with, so don't limit yourself. Look at it and see what else it matches in your stash, and then a ton of adorable dies that go with it. So this, like I said, is a keeper. This is one of them. I give myself permission to keep up to 20 stamps at all times in my stash that are retired. This will be one of them for sure. And we're going to make something fun with it. So let me get this out of here. So for this card, we have a basic, oh, I lost a little piece in there. It's tiny, tiny. We have a basic white envelope. Excuse me. We have a basic white card base. This base is an A2 base, so it's 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. We have a layer of crumb cake that is 4 inches by 5 1/4. And this crumb cake layer was run through the cut and embossing machine using the Snowflake Sky 3D embossing folder to get all of those beautiful little embossed snowflakes on there. So great. I have used this already so much, and I will be using it more as I finish my holiday cards. I love it. I just love these, that they have all these sized dots and then they have interspersed these intricate little snowflakes. It is just a beautiful, beautiful embossing folder. So this is a piece, like I said, that is 4 by 5 1/4. And we're just going to put that on the front of the card right away and be done with that. Because it is a 3D embossing folder, I am going to go completely around the edge of this card to make sure that it lays down nice and flat on my card base. Normally I just do the corners, but when anything is embossed, especially with a 3D folder, it can tend to warp it a little and make it stand up, and you want to be sure it lays down flat. So adding that extra adhesive around the edge on there is worth it. If you use the green Tombow glue, that works perfect too. Just make sure you have it around all of your edges and it'll lay down just like it's supposed to. So look at that. Isn't that cute? Okay, then we have a layer of real red. Now this layer is 3 1/4 by 4 1/2, and this is going to go on the front of our card. And we have a layer of basic white. This is 3, did I say, this was 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. This is 3 by 4 1/4. I want to make sure I gave you the right measurements. I might have, but I might not have. So I'm going to grab my mini cut and emboss machine, and we're going to cut a piece out of this piece of basic white. And to do that, I'm using the 4th smallest die from the Countryside Corners. So these are just really versatile dies because there's all these different sizes in here, but we're going to use the 4th one up. So it would be 1, 2, 3. They're kind of scattered in here. And then this is the 4th size. That's what we're using today. And I'm going to place that onto my piece of basic white. And I'm placing it over to the left side, leaving a little bit of a border on the left, a border, even border at the top and the bottom, and then more of a border over here to the right. And I am going to use some washi tape to hold this in place because I don't want it scooting as I run this through. This placement's kind of important on here, so I want to be sure that it's straight and cuts out evenly. So let's run this through. And this little mini cut and emboss machine is my favorite, guys. Oh my gosh. I use it all day long here right at my desk. It's tiny and portable. I can pull it up and set it back down on the floor. It just works great. So I'm gently pulling off the washi tape that I used to hold that in place, and we have this layer. And then I'm also going to gently pull off this washi tape on the outside layer because we're also using this layer on our card today. All right, I think we're done with these plates. You can tell I have a well-loved plate here, but it still works and I'm still using it. Eventually, if it starts to crack or something, I will throw it away. I'll move this one to the bottom and I'll grab a brand new one for the top. But for now, this one is still working just dandy. Hope you guys are having a super day. Oh, Fridays always feel so good to me, and I think I shared before. It's weird because I'm retired, so who cares? But they still feel so good to me. Okay, so first what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece of real red, and I'm just going to put this down onto the front of my card base. And I'm putting it centered, again, top to bottom, so even borders kind of on the top and bottom, and then just a tiny border of the crumb cake on the left, and a little more of it on the right. That allows a few more of my little snowflakes to show over here. So I like that idea. So now we have these two pieces, and we're going to be playing with these. First thing I'm going to do right now is stamp on them because we're going to be coloring them with blends, and I need this Memento black ink to dry before we do that. So I am going to stamp first thing my little coffee cup. And I'm going to stamp this directly onto the die cut piece that we that we took out. And let's see, I'm going to put it up just a little from the bottom here. Not too far because we're going to add some whipped cream to the top of it, so I need room for that. Okay, so there we go. So I'm going to set this aside to dry for a little bit. And then I'm going to take this piece and we are going to add some cute little design elements all the way around this. So I'm going to start with a heart, and I'm just going to rotate these, so bear with me while I stamp these. It'll take just a minute, but you also get to color me today, watch me color today, so that's going to take a minute too. So I'm glad you're here with me. This is wonderful. We're going to put our little gingerbread guy down here, and then I'm just going to repeat these all around to kind of make like just a little background design on this piece of cardstock, the part that it's kind of the negative image of what we cut out, which you've heard me say before, I love the negative images and I love when I can use them. So this is a fun way to use this today, and you'll see when we put it all together what I'm doing here. So aren't these adorable? All these little pieces in this set just make it for me. I just think they are so cute. I want to scream. They're just adorable. So let's see. We want to finish this up and get these done around here. We'll put that guy there. And a little heart up here. And a little candy cane, part of it down here. Well, I didn't do that very well. Let's see if I can line that back up and fix that candy cane. There we go, the magic of photopolymer stamps. That worked out just fine. And then we'll do one more gingerbread guy. Okay, so there's all of our little scattered elements on there like that. I'm gonna move my black ink out of the way. I'm gonna move this out of the way. I am gonna grab my chamois because I see I went off the edge a couple times and I have a little black ink on my glass mat. So let's clean that up before we do anything else. All right, That chamois is wonderful, guys. Okay, so I'm also going to let this sit for a minute. So because I knew some of those elements had to sit, I stamped a couple ahead of time that I can color while we're waiting. And this is our whipped cream, and I'm just going to take the light crumb cake and add just a tiny bit of color around kind of the bottom parts of these little images here, just to look like, I don't know. You wouldn't have to do this because whipped cream is white, but I think this shadowing just makes it stand out a little bit. And it kind of looks like a toasted marshmallow topping to me. I don't know, just that little bit of brown on there. I like it. So we're going to add a little crumb cake. It just makes it pop slightly more. And then I'm going to color my gingerbread guys. And I'm coloring them with the dark crumb cake. And I'm just coloring them, guys. I'm not doing any shadowing on them. It lightens up a little bit after it dries, and you can see all the little elements on the gingerbread just fine. These tiny images, by the time you try to shadow or shade on them, it's almost impossible because there's just such a little bit there. So we're going to cut these two pieces out to have them ready for our card. Let's grab the cut and emboss machine one more time. My well-loved plate. And these are a couple of dies right out of the die set. So we have the whipped cream one, and all you want to do is place your die around it so that you can see all your black edges. And that'll kind of have it right where it should be. We'll stick that one down. And then what did I do? There it is, my other washi. I just wanted to grab my other washi tape because I'm going to need that for this little gingerbread guy. I don't want him moving around because he's so tiny. So we're going to cut out one of these little gingerbread men and place this over it. And hopefully he will be perfect because I want him, he's kind of a focal point on this card. So I definitely want him cut out perfectly. A lot of times on those tiny, tiny ones, I'll just fussy cut because you know I love to fussy cut. And that way I don't have to worry about my dies moving. So let's see how we did here. Pull this off. So this card that I am sharing with you today is also up on my blog. So if you go to my blog, crazystampinglady.blogspot.com, I am part of the Fall Winter Coffee Lovers blog hop. And this is the card I shared on there, but you're seeing how I put it together. I made a couple little changes, so stick around and I'll show you the one at the end that I did on my blog and what I changed. But it is such a fun hop for me. I try to do it every year. I've been doing it for years because it's all about coffee and winter drinks. So hot cider, cocoa, things like that. And it's just adorable. You can post your own links if you want to be part of the hop. So there's a place where you can do that. I'm going to start coloring while we're talking. Or you can actually just hop on through. The hop goes from today through November 8th. So on November 8th, it'll stop. People can post their links up to that point. So every day people will be adding links. And I have a little link on my blog where you can get to all the links of everybody's. There will be hundreds there, guys. Hundreds of blog posts of inspiration regarding coffee and winter drinks and fall coffee drinks and peppermint cocos and hot apple cider. I mean, it's nothing but fun. So you do want to check it out and go back every day and see the new one. The cool thing is when you go to the links in page where my page has the link for it, but when you go to it, it'll have all the links for all the blog hops. And once you've checked on one and gone to it, it'll put a little check mark in the corner of that image so that you know you've already gone to that blog and you don't have to go back and look again, which I think is just a really cool idea how that works. Okay, there's our little gingerbread guys all colored. Now let's do our hearts. For our hearts, I'm going to use my dark red. Why not, right? Just because I'm using real red on the card, and I love this vibrant red. Now I'm using my blends on these to color. They are my favorite coloring tool, mostly because I do blend a lot the colors together, and I'm not doing that here. Like I said, they're tiny images. I'm just coloring them. but I'm still using my blends. But I will talk in a minute, a little bit from now on, why you might want to use your markers to color these sometimes. And so I will show you that and discuss it. But blends are definitely my favorite. Anytime they will work, that's the route I'm going to go. And then let's do our candy canes. So we're just going to use this and do every other stripe with the Real Red. Barely touching it, guys, with that little tip. The color will just kind of come off and it'll blend into those corners. You don't want to go so that it gets outside the line, so you don't really need a ton of ink at all. I'm just barely touching that tip down on my paper to fill in those spots. Look how cute these images are. How fun for Christmas. I'm getting excited about the holidays. I love this time of year. Fall is my favorite time of year. I would have to say Thanksgiving's probably my favorite holiday, just because you don't have all the stress of the gifts and things, and you can just eat and relax and enjoy family. But Christmas is right up there, guys. So, okay, so there are all those little images. Love them, love them. Now we're going to color our coffee. And to do that, I'm going to use my light and dark crumb cake. You've seen me do this before, and I think I can do it pretty quickly for you. I am just coloring in this entire top section here using my light crumb cake. Now my crumb cake is getting a little dry, and I was hoping I could get through this, and I think I will be able to. It is probably time for me to order another. I do a lot of coffee images, so I'm using it a lot, as well as so many different little animals and things and trees. I just use my crumb cake a ton, so I'm not shocked that it's getting to the bottom. These are my original ones I bought, so it'll be my first time replacing this color. But yeah, I think we'll be able to get through today. Now I'm going to take my dark crumb cake, and I'm just going to come in here. I'm going to color this little rim up here at the top with the dark, and then I'm going to come down here on the sides, across that part, and down on this side, and across there, and just like that. And we're going to blend that together now to get it to look a little more like coffee's in here. Okay, so I am going around the edge. Everywhere the edge of that dark color is, I'm coming in with my light again and doing kind of a circular motion and moving in toward the center. I'm pulling that dark color and blending it right back in, just like that. So now we have that beautiful shading on the coffee. So simple. I'm going to do the same thing on the bottom. So now you can compare. So I'm going to come in here with my dark. Whoops, no, that was the light one. I don't know why I switched that up, but I did. I'm going to come in here with the dark, go along that edge, along the side here, across the bottom, like that, and then along this side. And I'm just kind of, this I'm not so concerned about. I kind of just scribbling it on because we're going to blend it. But now you can see the difference between when I first put that on and after I blend it, and how that looks, just to give you an idea. Okay, so now we're going to use our light one again and do the same thing. Come in with that nib end. I'm just going to go around all those little spots right along the edge where the dark color was. And what this does is the alcohol in the lighter color softens that first darker color that I put on there and lets it blend together. Okay, so we're just going to go around and around and around, getting lighter and lighter on the inside. There you go. So now we have our blended little coffee look on there. For the middle part, I'm going to use light Real Red and come back in here. Now to me, our light Real Red has a little bit of a pinky tone to it, which is fine. It's just the color that it is. I guess a light red is a pink, right? If you add white to it. But we're going to go back over it with the dark one because I don't want it to be really pink. I want it to be a pretty vibrant red on here. So we are going to do some blending on this piece also. So let's get this whole thing colored in once with the light. And then I'm going to do my same thing. I'm going to come in with the dark. And we're going to go across the top here. and down this side over here, and across the bottom, and then down this side. And you can always go back. Like if I didn't have enough of the dark on here, I could have gone back and added more and blended it again. But it worked out how I wanted it, so I didn't have to do that. And now we're going to do those circular motions again around all the edges of this deeper, darker red. And kind of blend that color in toward the center. Just pull it in. I like doing the circular motion. I just think how it blends together, it looks a little nicer when it's done. I see a lot of demonstrators that don't do that. They just do kind of straight lines, and that's fine too. You have to play with it and get what works for you. But there we go. Now we have a deeper, darker red with just a tiny little lighter in the middle like that. So this is going to be our coffee cup image. We're going to take this whipped cream that we did ahead of time, and on the back of here I'm going to place a dimensional, kind of right in the center, and we're going to add this to the coffee cup. So it's going to come just slightly down over the rim like that, and it's popped up on a dimensional. And then this adorable little gingerbread guy here, he's going to become our focal point on this coffee cup. I'm going to take one of our mini dimensionals and put it on the back of him. And then I'm going to use my tweezers because he's kind of tiny. And I can place him exactly where I want him on the center of my cup here. So isn't that cute? Oh, I think it's so cute. I guess I'm a coffee freak, so it's probably cuter to me than most of you, but I am a coffee freak. We're going to add some ribbon. So this is our red and gold dotted ribbon. This is an online exclusive, and I checked this morning and it is still out there. It is kind of striped gold on the back and dotted on the front. And I'm just going to tie a little bow around the edge of my card here. And because this ribbon is different on the two sides, as I'm pulling it through and pulling it tight, I'm making sure that all of it is that red polka dot. So I just had to kind of turn and manipulate my ribbon as I was doing it to make sure it all had the polka dot red, I mean the gold polka dot showing and not the other side, because that would have looked funny. So we're going to add this. I'm going to see if I can pull this just a little bit more. You got to be a little careful because this isn't a big edge of paper here. Just a little more. And now we're going to trim it. I'm going to use a ribbon cutting scissors to trim this down. And I don't want it to be real long. It's just a little accent bow on here. So we're going to go like that. And then I'm going to come and trim this one to kind of match that length. Just like that. And then to make sure that this bow doesn't come apart on me, I am going to take a little bit of our extra sticky tape here and just lay it over the back of this ribbon to keep that in place, because it is just tied once in that one little knot and I don't want it to go anywhere. So that's our ribbon we added. So now we're going to add these pieces to our card. And what I did for that is I took this piece with all our little gingerbread guys on it, and we're going to add dimensionals. So I'm going to add one in the corner, one in this top corner, and then over here on this side we'll go corner in a little bit so that middle part is anchored, and then corner again. And that should be fine to hold this. It worked on my first card, and I'm assuming it's going to work just great here. If you wanted to, you could cut some edges and do a little bit more along here on the edge, but I just don't think it's necessary. And then we're going to place this on our card. And the way I'm placing it is I'm kind of laying my bottom edge, making sure that I have an even border left and right and on the bottom, or pretty darn close to it. And then laying this down onto there. So now we have kind of a popped up little frame on top of our red. Hope you can all see what that is. And this layer is down below. And what we're going to do with this is we're going to slip it into that down below section. So to do that, I'm going to use my seal. I'm going to put a little dab here and a little dab here, and I'm going to use my tweezers again, because then I can come in at an angle and make sure this gets in there before it gets too stuck down. I'm going to go directly down from where it was cut out. And so now these popped up layers are the same level as this, and this whole center piece down in here, I hope you can see, I don't know how to show you, is got a little bit of is flat in there, if that makes sense. I hope I'm making sense. I might be babbling, but I think I'm making sense. Isn't that cute? I think it's such a cute idea. What a great way to use the positive and the negative of what you're cutting out with your dies. And now we want to add a couple little embellishments. And I am going to use my real red and white peppermints on here. Guys, these have sold out every time they come back in stock. They're sold out right now. They'll be coming back on November 18th. I heard rumors, and this is just rumors, so you cannot hold me to it, because I hear rumors all the time. Sometimes they're right, sometimes they're not. But I've heard rumors that these are probably going to come back as an online exclusive after the holiday catalog is gone. So I hope that is right, because I think they are so, so cute. I'm going to use my scissors, and we're going to come in and place one of the largest ones down here by this cup. And what's cool about this is because this is raised up and this is raised up, these are not even that high, so they will not mess up at all going through the mail on your card. And let's use one of the tiniest ones here, kind of right down next to it, just like that. And one of the mid-sized ones, so there's 3 different sizes on here. I was fortunate enough to get a ton of them, and some of you earned those through me, through my shares and stuff too, so you might have gotten them, which is great. But look how cute. Now we have to add a little sentiment, so I have this tiny little sliver of basic white, and this sliver is 3/8 of an inch by 1 3/4. And I'm going to grab my real red ink and ink this up. It says, "You had me at," and if you're having trouble seeing the edges of your white cardstock, if you're on a white mat or even this glass one sometimes, I'll come in and put a piece of darker cardstock behind it, because then I can see those white edges better and it helps me to get it lined up better. So I'm going to come in and stamp that. There we go. "You had me at." And then on the inside of this card, I'm going to add the rest of our sentiment, which is peppermint hot chocolate. So "You had me at peppermint hot chocolate." I'm going to put this here on the inside. It's just kind of bouncy because I did so much on the outside, so let me lay it a little flatter. I want it to be nice and flat when I stamp this. "You had me at peppermint hot cocoa," not chocolate, hot cocoa. And then I'm going to use my memento one more time, and we're going to stamp a couple cute little candy canes to go with the peppermint hot cocoa. One there, one there, and how do I want this one? Maybe a little more up and down. There we go. So 3 little candy canes. Now this is where I was talking to you about the blends versus the markers. If I wanted to use blends and put them on here, it would be difficult because the blends bleed through your card. I have a little bit of a smudge on there. Let me see if I can get that off with my eraser here. It might be black ink. It might just be on there. It's a tiny, tiny little smudge. I don't think it's going to hurt anything. But so the blends, if I colored this now, would bleed through the back of my card, and you would see all of those red marks. Because I did them on these layers, it doesn't matter because they're not going through anywhere. Everything on the back of these is hidden. But you want to be a little careful. So if I'm doing something on the inside of a card like this, I will go ahead and use my Stampin' Write markers. These are our water-based markers. They are wonderful. This is the old tip. I think I actually have one with the new tip. Let me grab it and see so I can compare. Let me see. Nope, these are both old tips. I replaced some of my markers, not all of them. Until this tip runs out, I won't replace them because that would just be silly. But this is the old tip. Both of them work just fine. And all you do is you come in and color. Now, I didn't have to wait for my Memento ink to dry because these are water-based, so they will not mess with the Memento ink. These are not going to go through on the back of the card. You still want to be careful where you're placing your ink, but you can get a little bit more up to the edges because these are water-based. They don't really blend out like the blends do. The blends make it kind of easier to fill in all those little spots because they do kind of blend in. But these, you want to be sure you're getting up to all of your edges on. And it works just fine. And our reds match, so it looks like they're the same thing. No one really knows. I just prefer coloring with the blends. They go on a little smoother to me, just a little bit easier. So when I can use them, I use them. But there's definitely times when you're going to want to use the water base to color. And this is one of them. So now I have my candy canes on and they're not bleeding through on the back of my card, which is what I was looking for. So basically, I think we just need to add our sentiment and this card is done. I'm going to take a tiny little one of our mini dimensionals and I'm going to place it on the end where the word at is because that's going to be wanting to be raised up. And then on the other end, I'm just going to add a little bit of seal because that's going to hit on top of here. And we're going to come in and place this down here, just near the edge with leaving a little bit of the crumb cake showing. And then over onto my base, just like that. Okay, so you had me at Peppermint Cocoa. Super, super cute and fun. You could change it up and say you had me at Pumpkin Spice and do the pumpkin spice images. You could say you had me at and then just put Christmas in here. You had me at Christmas. Lots of things you could do with this, but I love it. I'm not going to do the envelope, but I will show you how I finished it on the other one, and this is how I will finish the one that goes with this card. I just did the same thing. I did the little gingerbreads and hearts and candy canes, and I colored these with the Stampin' Write markers rather than the blends again so that they wouldn't bleed through on the back of my envelope. But you can see how well they match. So whichever one you choose to use is going to work. This is the card I'm giving away. Let me show you the one I did for the blog hop, which I said is almost exact, and it really is so close. The only thing I changed on here is instead of using the embossed side of that embossing folder where the little snowflakes stand up, I used the debossed side where they go down. I like both looks. I don't know that one's better than the other, but I wanted to show the versatility of it and that you could do it either way. And then the other thing I did differently is because the real red and white peppermints aren't available right now, I switched out our neutral sequins and just used the gold ones because they match the gold dots on the ribbon. So there's always more than one way you can make these cards, guys. If something's not available at the time you're ordering, get creative and find something else that'll work just as good. I can't say I like one better than the other. I think they're both stinking adorable. But this is the one from my blog. Go out there and check it out, crazystampinglady.blogspot.com, and then go to the link in that post where it says here's all the links, and you'll see all of the images of all the links, and you can click on them individually. And I said by the 8th, there will probably be hundreds of different blog posts out there related to coffee, hot chocolate, hot cider, fall and winter. Fun, fun, fun. Okay, guys, here's the card. So remember, every comment you make will have a chance to win this card. You have for sure till tomorrow night, midnight, to enter, but I will take any entries up to the point I do the drawing the next morning. I am so thankful you took some time out with me to be here today. I hope you liked this card. I hope I shared some tips that might help you. The sketch challenge is over, so all of you who participated, thank you so much. I will be drawing for a winner for that, as well as my 3 order winners from the month of October. So that information will be coming soon. Thank you to so much to everyone who joined the challenge and ordered. I so appreciate it. I would love to have your business. If you are looking for a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator or Stampin' Up! Products, please let me know. If you're interested in joining my Crazy Stamping Ladies team, please let me know. Just email me at crazystampinglady@gmail.com and I will get back to you with any answers to any questions you have and to help you through those processes. I'm here to be your creative coach. Be sure if you want a catalog, you email me and let me know, or you place an order by the 26th, because on the 27th I'm going to finalize, and that would be for our spring and celebration catalogs. Okay guys, I plan to be here next Tuesday with another fun project, not election related. So if you are just tired of seeing election stuff, come back and join me on Tuesday. We will be in the same place at the same time. Till then, have a great weekend, and I will see you guys all soon. Bye-bye.